Right, hello YouTube. So patch 20 has dropped today and I'm just going to go through very briefly about patch 20 as well as upcoming tournament details. So let's start with the new map changes. So first of all, Hospital A has seen some changes. So the middle part of the hospital where there was 2 stairs, now it's only 1 stairs. One of them is completely blocked off. There are a few lockers removed in the middle as well to compensate for that too. And some of the furnitures have been moved or rearranged as well. What is actually more important is that middle part where there was holes that was chainable with the elevator has completely been removed, so those holes no longer exist in the middle. However, there is a hole, another hole, a new one that appeared on the end of the map. So there's an infinite loopable area on one end. One of the hole has disappeared, so there's only one hole out of the 2. And the other side of the map, where there used to be a ritual but just a stairs only, well, that now has moved so that there's actually a hole there as well, which makes it a bit more loopable. It is not an infinite per se, but it does take a lot of time to traverse up and down it, so it is actually can be used to buy a lot of time too. Now, that's it. As is a tradition with every single patch, there has to be a bug. So let's look at this way. You can see down here that what I was trying to do was just simply do a chase. So if you were to drop down on this new hole, I was trying to see how long it would take to, well, close distance with the survivor basically. And quite frankly, if you have anything like a standard drink or scissors or anything like that, there's not much you can really do as a spectre still. However, once you go down the hole, what is interesting is that you can actually land up on one of these furnitures without any help. You can literally just land on it. And yeah, there seems to be a theme to this bug at the moment. So I have submitted a bug report last week regarding the swamp bug where you could go out of bounds, and so have a few other people, and they have kind of fixed it, but it's still, this is all related to holes, drop downs and all that. So yeah, speaking of bugs, let me just go through a few other things. Hospital B, there was an infinite loop that has now been patched out, so that's a good news there. And Hospital B, there was a place you could hit through a wall. You don't actually damage anybody, but if there is a trap that's placed in a certain place, you could actually get damaged as a spectre, even though you can't actually hit people. So watch this. As you can see, one of the Nipa is placing a trap on here, and you can't hit each other, both survivor and spectre there. But once that Nipa finishes placing the trap can actually be triggered, just like that. This is stupid! This is beyond stupid! Oh my god! So this is a swamp dropout. So you can actually drop on top of another person, be it a spectre or a survivor, and land on certain object that you shouldn't really be able to land on. There should really be an invisible wall that's blocking all these from happening. They have blocked the path that I have advised them of, but yeah, you can still do things, and you can still go out of bounds essentially. They have blocked the walls on here right next to the tree. There is an invisible wall there, but there's no invisible between the tree and the theater platform itself. So you can actually go there and fall. And if you do fall, well, Bell can try and teleport, but yeah, as you can see, it doesn't work. This is probably one of the most useless exploits in the game, but it is there, and this could accidentally happen. Something similar happens in Hospital B. As you can see, you can bounce on people here as well. I mean, this is not really much of a use, essentially. It really doesn't do much, apart from giving you funny looks and whatnot from other people. But it does exist. And also, if you were to hang in there in long enough time, you actually don't take any damage from fall damage. And that's something new as well. There is another drop point where you can do something similar like that, but all other drop points seems to have some sort of invisible wall that prevents you from going on to objects. Now, with the patch 20, few perks have changed. One of the perks that has changed is Lucky Shot. Lucky Shot has 10% activation rate, and it was literally 10% chance. It was a chance. Sometimes you could activate straight away, sometimes you have to hit them 15, 20 times and it still doesn't activate. As you can see in this video, we are testing this Lucky Shot, which has buffed it to 20% chance. So essentially it should be 1 in 5 hit chance. But when we tested it, it actually ended up a bit longer than that. So Lucky Shot was buffed and it is a lot more useful than before. But I wouldn't say it is the best still. Definitely not the best perk in the game. Put it this way, Lucky Shot does give you 20% DPS increase, if you think about it. But it's not 20% of even DPS. It's not like you're gonna find Chaplet all the way through. It could be Chaplet, it could be Holy Water, it could be Rattans. So depending on what items you use, the 20% DPS increase can be massive or means nothing at all. With that said, Treasure Hunter will actually allow you to reach item cap faster and actually give you better items to use, actually usable items at all times. So again, this is something that you have to think about whether it's worth running or not. Also, we have received a new perk called Watcher. That Watcher was an interesting perk. Just looking at it, it says it allows you to see auras of items. Now, when you read it like that, you just think, oh, Pay can see auras of all survivors. So does it work like that? If it is a map-wide map pack of seeing where every item is, that is actually really good. In reality, when I tested it, the items can only be seen from about 20 meter distance. After 20 meters, it disappears, which is pretty useless. So 20 meter distance is only about 3 seconds running distance. It's not really that far. So yeah, Watcher, when you read the description, sounds great, just like Stamina Drain. But when you actually use it, not that great, just like Stamina Drain. On the other hand, we have some interesting changes to perks. Poltergeist. Now, Poltergeist have changed so that it activates, and instead of 2 seconds, you got 3 seconds now to destroy holes or doors that you interact with when you have immunity shield up. Now that itself is a good change. However, the only map that Poltergeist was necessary is Hospital A, and we just seen Hospital A changed, which actually makes Poltergeist not that useful. The whole fact that it's increased duration really doesn't mean anything in any other maps. Oh, also on that point, Poltergeist also had a subtle nerf that is not mentioned anywhere in patch note. You used to be able to use Poltergeist and Phase, and that allows you to destroy multiple walls that are a bit farther normally that you cannot reach, but they have actually got rid of that, so you cannot no longer go invisible after using immunity. In fact, you can't even use immunity shield and go invisible to block out hits. You cannot do that anymore. As soon as you go invisible, you lose your immunity. Now, also one of the things that have not been mentioned is Auto Guard. Auto Guard cleanses blind, as you may already know, and I am a devoted fan of this perk. However, I've also found that there is a glitch, whether it's intended or not, is you can still blind the Spectre using Holy Water. Last not the least, we also have a new Spectre perk. It's called Counter Pain. Now, Counter Pain is described in such a way that it says your immunity shield must be active and you take an incoming damage, then it activates and reflects 10 damage back. Which clearly works with your immunity shield, but Auto Guard activates after you take the damage. So if you have an Auto Guard or helmet, you still take damage. Auto Guard and helmet just prevents any CC from happening. So if you think about it logically, damage comes in, Auto Guard comes in after that, and therefore no damage should be reflected back, because to reflect damage with Counter Pain, you must take damage while you have a shield up. But in reality, it actually doesn't work like that. So if you have an Auto Guard and Counter Pain equipped at the same time, and if the survivors attack you with a melee weapon, it works. Now, few things to note about the Counter Pain is it only works with the melee weapons, so it doesn't work with any sort of ranged weapon, Holy Water and Tim's knife included. Also, Even though it shows a spike coming out from the Spectre's body at all directions, it only works to attack the person who attacked the Spectre. One thing I couldn't find out, however, was whether you could use this to kill a person, execute. But I guess we'll find that as we play the game a lot longer. Now, a couple of bugs that we need to discuss is that the new Nim skin may have a bug. Now, I was not able to duplicate any of this because I couldn't buy the skin. It costs 200 amulets. How the hell am I supposed to get it? I have no idea. But as you can see on the pictures here, the normal view and the zoomed in view that you get stuck in. And also, you could potentially get a complete blank screen. And I have no idea how to duplicate that. I've been trying this with my other Nim skin, but it doesn't seem to happen. So it's possibly that it happens only with the new Nim skin. Now, for the interesting part. So, Home Sweet Home Survive, there's an Asia tournament of 2021. And the registration is open from 23rd of August. And the total prize money is $500,000 baht. That is roughly about 15,000 US dollars. For those of you who are interested. Now, we don't know how the prize money will be distributed, because unfortunately no details of how the prize pool will be divided has come out yet. And yeah, if you are interested in playing this professionally, I guess this is a good time to do so, but you will need to find teams. So here are a few details. It is open to total of 128 teams. A team must consist of 5 to 6 players. That's 4 survivors, 1 Spectre player, and 1 sub player. It is not permitted to play as the same character during a match, so all of your team must play 4 different individuals. Also, players cannot equip the same perk. 4 people must have 8 different perks. Any hacking or other program are not permitted, obviously, and any kind of bug or glitch is not permitted either. The registration period is between August 23rd to September 22nd, so we are likely to see the tournament happen as we enter the open beta test 2, or maybe just before that, who knows. How to calculate the score is Spectre is done by killing people. You earn 3 points per kill, so you can kill people 8 times total, and therefore the maximum point is 24 points. Once the game is out of time, each survivor who is still alive in the game is counted as 2 points. And as for survivors, you will receive 3 points per each successful completion of rituals, to a maximum of 9, because there's a bug that allows you to do the ritual one more time after the 3 is complete, so they're probably counting that. Survivors will receive 1 point for each survivor who is able to leave the game, and killing a Spectre will award survivors 10 extra points. Score calculation will be done with Spectre points plus survivor points, and if the points are equal, the faster team to finish the game will win, which is going to be interesting, as all my recent videos was just presenting the problem with the game. So it's going to be some serious people doing as fast ritual as possible. That means hitting all the perfect skill checks, make sure everything is done. Spectre will need to defend 2 closest ritual, make sure they don't get activated, and wait at the time. And of course, survivors will have to, in that case, is try to get the ritual activated and get it done, while also at the same time trying to exercise Spectre at 2 rituals. Right, that is it from me for the wrap up of the patch 20, and hope you guys found that enjoyable, and I shall see you in next video. Bye bye. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I upload videos on regular basis. If you got any suggestions or anything you have in mind, please leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.